So there's been a bit of a Hive versus CubeCraft culture war going on for a bit now, and that's something I kinda wanted to touch on in this video. You know, I already made a main channel video talking about why I dislike CubeCraft. Mostly it's management. I'm not a fan of the management. The server itself is whatever. It's so generic. It's just a Minecraft server. They're not doing anything special in my opinion, but I wanted to see general community feedback and kind of talk about that. So this video will have some of my opinions, but it's mostly driven by what the general Minecraft Bedrock Edition community is saying, alright? And the first thing I wanted to talk about was a poll I did on my main channel where I simply said, which is better, Hive versus CubeCraft? Now, I know my poll is going to be overwhelmingly biased, as I am a Hive YouTuber mainly. I have a few CubeCraft videos, but not enough to justify calling this a non-biased poll. Incredibly biased, I know. But I wanted the perspective of the Hive community, where you can see the community on Hive is very overwhelmingly supportive of the Hive. It's 91% to 9%. Hive community does not mess with CubeCraft. Hive community doesn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. This is yikes. Now, obviously, I wasn't just going to leave it here, because if I just left it at this, that wouldn't be very fair. So I found a CubeCraft YouTuber, regularly posts. He, as you can see, he has some CubeCraft Skyblock. He just posted this CubeCraft video. If we look at his most popular content, it's again, all CubeCraft, mostly CubeCraft Bedwars. CubeCraft Bedwars is way better than Hive Bedwars. He's just straight out saying, hey, CubeCraft is better to his audience. He's a CubeCraft YouTuber, and he also does these type of polls, and the results of his are very interesting, considering, again, he is a CubeCraft YouTuber. As you can see, if you could recommend a server to a new player, which would it be? Hive is winning here. It's not winning by much, but this is the CubeCraft community voting for the Hive, alright? And as you can see, when the Hive community votes, overwhelmingly Hive. When the CubeCraft community votes, not so much. Now, this isn't the only poll, because we also have this one. What's your favorite server for competitive play? CubeCraft is winning here. Barely. It's not overwhelmingly winning. Like, 45% isn't that much more. It's winning, but not by much is my point. We also have this one where it is a bit more of a landslide for what's the best server for team-based games, and which server's the best anti-cheat system. CubeCraft, again, winning by a lot. Makes sense. Again, this is very heavily CubeCraft biased, as Sopier is a CubeCraft YouTuber. If you could own any server, which would it be? Hive is winning by a decent amount. Again, not an overwhelming victory, but a pretty decent amount, a 14% difference. Again, this is the CubeCraft community vote in here. Which server's community is the most welcoming? Sorry, gotta clear my throat. But as you can see, again, CubeCraft winning. But it's not to the same degree. The CubeCraft community is clearly not as responsive as the Hive community is. The CubeCraft community, yeah, what server do you think is the most smoothest gameplay experience? Hive is dominating this poll. Like, and this one is objectively correct here. Like, Hive has... It's more stable as a server. Your ping's always gonna be better. Hit reg and block place reg is always going to be better. Hive doesn't crash anywhere near as much, so this makes sense. But the point is, if I were to ask any of these questions on my channel, CubeCraft would have no shot. It wouldn't even be close. You wouldn't be getting results like this. The CubeCraft community is not very responsive to their own server. And we can kind of see this in the player counts. As you can see, Hive consistently just always has more players. The only time it did it was when it went down for a bit, and then it immediately overtook CubeCraft again. It's clear Hive is the winner here in terms of quality and community. The CubeCraft community is not very responsive to their own server, which is incredibly interesting to me. Now, there's a lot of reasons for this. CubeCraft themselves, like, from a management level, does not like their own community. They've made that very clear. They discontinued their partner program, so creators no longer have like a YouTube rank or anything to work towards that they can apply for. I'm pretty sure the application website itself is still up, but they haven't looked at that in months. They themselves have said that. They don't do that anymore. And, you know, they ban all of their biggest content creators for whatever reason. No one truly knows. They haven't given us any real answer here with evidence or anything like that. So it's very clear CubeCraft doesn't want a community. That's just something they're very against. So it makes sense why the Hive, which actively pushes for a good community, interacts with it all the time. You know, their community manager's always in that Discord talking to people or on the server interacting with people. It makes sense why the Hive community would be so much more responsive than the CubeCraft one. I've known a lot of CubeCraft YouTubers for years, alright? I'm not super close with all of them, but the general sentiment I've always got from them was, I only play CubeCraft for content. When I want to play a server for fun, I log on Hive. Big CubeCraft YouTubers have told me this. Many thousands of subscribers. They don't like their own server. They only played CubeCraft because it got them views, which is kinda, again, just interesting. CubeCraft's own community doesn't like their server. The only people who like the server are kids and mobile players and people who have been connected to CubeCraft for many years, you know? Those are the only people I ever hear saying they like CubeCraft. It's wild. It is weird to me. You know, and another reason why the community might not be so responsive is the way CubeCraft monetizes themselves. Like, on the Hive, for example, like, you can vote for maps in any game mode you want for free. And then if you really want, you can pay $10 to have one extra vote in each of the game modes. But on CubeCraft, you need to pay for like a $5, $10 rank in each individual game mode to get any votes at all, which is crazy. A rank for every game mode, which, keep in mind, CubeCraft removes game modes. So if they remove that game mode, they're removing your rank pretty much. Your purchase was for practically nothing. Another thing is, Hive, the community thought it was ridiculous that mounts cost like $10 just to be able to fly, alright? Which is like, yeah, I kind of agree, $10 is a bit much for a mount. Want to know how much it costs to fly on CubeCraft? $200! It was like $250, I was told, but I get told a lot of numbers, but it's always $200 or $250, which is wild. Obviously, I wasn't gonna go spend $200 to check it out for myself, but that is crazy. It costs so much to be able to fly in the CubeCraft hub. The way they monetize their server is obviously scummy. Like, it's meant to get as much money from children as possible. Children who'll just spend money without thinking twice. Like, CubeCraft is the biggest cash grab of all time. And that's just more reason for the community to not like it very much. In terms of monetization, Hive is nowhere near as terrible. Hive, for a lot of the things that you can buy, like XP boosters and costumes, they have free options right here. You can get these for free. Literally, all you have to do is play a few quests that you can get from the quest master. So, like, bridge, score 8 points, easy. You get 30 quest points, and you can work towards getting these things for free. You don't have to spend $80 for a costume, you know? Like, Hive will oftentimes miss out on opportunities, money, all of that for their own community, which CubeCraft would never do. CubeCraft has shown time and time again they will throw their own community under the bus, ban YouTubers just for making videos, all of that, which is, again, more reason for CubeCraft's community to not like their own server, at least from a management position. From a server position, again, it's not the most terrible thing in the world. It's more playable than most servers. Like, it's, so it makes sense why people would still play the server, but yeah, it's rough. It's a rough experience being in the CubeCraft community. Anyways, I'm continuing my CubeCraft boycott. I encourage people to join me in it. No logging on the server or playing until we get answers and change from them. Because the way they've been treating their community, banning content creators for no reason, is just, it's unacceptable. It is ridiculous. If you're a CubeCraft content creator, genuinely, what's the point? I want to hear your guys' thoughts, because what is the point? Like, creators on CubeCraft get punished by the staff. And you guys don't even have a rank to work towards anymore? Like, what's the point? I don't know. I'm just confused as to why anyone would stick with that server for content. Just switch up. Hive has a bigger audience, a bigger community, and just so much to offer you as a content creator. I don't know. That's my take. Goodbye, everyone.